Hello my lovelies, how are we doing today? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be pulling some tarot cards and asking your higher self, what do you need to hear today? What message needs to come your way in order to help you move forward and grow in your own beautiful way? So this message will definitely not resonate with everybody, so just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This whole message might not be for you completely, so just click elsewhere if that is the case. But if it is not the case and this totally resonates, then give me a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and comment, let me know if it resonates for you. So first we'll just grab a main message. Oh. Wow, look at that. So we have the King and the Queen of Winter. So this is like a deck of like 70 something cards, and both the King and Queen of the same suit came out. So powerful right there. So this is the King and Queen of Swords in the typical tarot, and that's all about being very mentally strong, very decisive in what you want, what you will not take anymore. Being very discerning on what is worthy of your energy, what is not worthy of your energy. Also having a bigger picture understanding of possibly what you're going through in the moment. So I'm just going to read these little blurbs quickly to you because they might have some meaning for you. So the Queen of Winter, she's strong, patient, self-sufficient, and funny. And it says, let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. So that could be a sign for someone out there that if you are thinking about going towards a certain career, or you're thinking to change it up altogether completely, then this is your cue. Do it, girl. Do it, boy. If it feels good to you, if you feel called, if it resonates with you, then go towards it. But also going back to that idea of being discerning with your energy, being discerning as to what is worth your energy and your time and your efforts, what is not. So maybe this could be a time of letting go of people or things that are holding you back, that are no longer serving you. So maybe it's a friendship that you've had for years, but now it's starting to kind of show some red flags and be a little toxic, and the energy between you, the connection between you two is not the best, and it's transforming in a way that is more splitting of paths rather than staying together. Or it could be like a belief, right? It could be a mental belief that, like this sabotaging belief that keeps coming up that has been with you for years, months, however long. And now it's finally time to let it go because it's no longer serving you. It's holding you back. It's hindering your process, your progress forward. So the King of Winter, he is knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, and unemotional. So that's like the bad side of the King of Swords. He can be very cold. He's very decisive, very cold. But what he says is get advice from someone professional and objective, public speaking, and unemotional relationships, it says. So, a few things. This could be, okay. Before I talk any more, I'm gonna dive deeper into this. So I'm gonna pull out 3 cards. The Lovers came out. Okay, beautiful. Because I was thinking, like, unemotional relationships, that feels to me that, like, you could be being a bit closed off to certain relationships, because maybe you've been so solo and independent and by yourself for so long, and so now your higher self is trying to tell you, hey, okay, it's time to open up a little bit, open up your heart chakra, open up that space, and allow people in. But it could be a little bit difficult, right, if we haven't really experienced love and connection in a while. And then the Lovers came out, so that, yeah, indicates like love, unity, connection, divine connection as well. Like connection that's kind of orchestrated by the universe to come together. So it could be time for you to open up your heart to love, because you might be working on your clock, like, okay, I'll open up to love or open up to relationship when this happens or when I'm at this point. But the universe is like, okay, this is my schedule, not your schedule. So the universe, your higher self, might be like, okay, time to open up earlier than you expected, than you realized. I'm just gonna pull 2 more cards. 2 more cards, please. Yep. Okay, so the Emperor came out. He is very stubborn. Another bad, because all cards have pros and cons to them. So the pro about the Emperor, is he's very stable, very secure, solid in himself. He's really good at being solo, being on his own. But he's stubborn when it comes to opening up sometimes, or like allowing in another connection. There's a lot of stubborn energy coming from him. And then the Knight of Wands, yeah, definitely. So this is kind of like fear of commitment, very indecisive energy. And it's kind of like catch me if you can. Like that's what I'm feeling with him, like catch me if you can. So basically what I'm feeling is your higher self is telling you it is time to open up your space and allow something new in. It is time. I just want to pull one more card. My different deck on the Queen of Winter. Oh wow, look at that, the Knight of Wands. So we have the Knight of Wands twice. So yeah, he's very fast, very impatient, very much like, oh, hazard area, run. Like, I feel fear, run. He has a very strong fear of commitment. So what I'm feeling here is your higher self is telling you, I understand you're afraid of commitment. I understand that you have grown into this beautiful vessel of solitude, of independence, of strength, of fortitude. And there's some fear that you've built up your vessel so strong and healthily that there's fear of if someone comes in, like it's gonna ruin all of your progress in a way. And so you're resisting anything new in your life because you finally come to a completion. Like you finally feel like you've stepped up and you're kind of in like a new space. There's also some fear of change as well, I'm sensing. But what are like the biggest fears right now? What are the biggest fears right now? Okay, so the High Priestess and the Three of Swords. So this could also be a time where like your intuition is a bit blocked off at the moment. So we often get into spaces like that where sometimes your intuition is like spot on. You can sense what decision to make, what direction to go in. You're flowing with the universe, you're flowing with life. But then other times when there's a disconnect with your intuition, you don't want to move forward in any direction because you don't want to land in this heartbreak. You don't want to land in this disappointment. There's also a fear of making a wrong decision. But in reality, mistakes are not real. Mistakes, that definition, that phrase, is just an illusion because nothing that we do is a mistake, really. There's always a lesson behind the mistakes we make. So maybe it's you make a decision and it feels good in the moment, and then a month later you're like, wait, why did I make that decision? Why? Was that a mistake? It wasn't a mistake because in the moment you followed what your heart was telling you, right? And that's another thing. So maybe in the past you followed your heart, what your heart was guiding you to do, but you ended up getting broken, heartbroken, betrayed, whatever. And so now you're like, okay, I remember in the past when I followed my heart and I got fucking slammed. So why should I follow my heart again? Why exactly? Well, if you had not followed your heart before and if you hadn't gotten broken, you hadn't been broken. If you hadn't gotten your heart broken before, you wouldn't have learned all the shit you did. You wouldn't have learned all the lessons, gone through all of that mental, emotional, spiritual growth, and you wouldn't be as wise as you are today without that heartbreak. So was it really a mistake that you made, or was it more of a giant lesson, a giant field trip that you went on to learn certain things, right? So I know I'm going through a period right now where my intuition is just kind of like very quiet. Like I ask, okay, what am I to be doing? And I hear crickets, or like, okay, what's next? And I hear crickets. And that causes discomfort, right? Because we don't know We need answers. Our ego needs answers. It needs to know why things are happening and what's going to happen next. It needs to know. But our soul knows the way. Our soul knows the way. It's just our ego that likes to create fear in our minds. Especially when you're on the spiritual path, the spiritual journey of walking into the unknown and walking the road less traveled. We step into this unknown territory, right? That's just our life, the spiritual journey. It's walking unknown territory and navigating it through our intuition. But, and that's scary, right? And you have to get comfortable with change in those instances. So surrendering will be the best thing with this whole transformation going down, with the whole going from independence to opening up, being in connection, right? Even if that's romantic, that's friendship, could be even like getting a pet or like, I don't know, anything, just allowing in more space for more connection to happen in your life. Because it's time now to end that solitude phase and move into more love, happiness, freedom, but with another, right? And I know oftentimes we get stuck in our old ways of wanting comfort, wanting to just be alone because there's safety there, right? We don't have to open up to people. We don't have to have that risk of getting hurt. We just want to stay close, stay safe. But that is not why you're here. You're not here to stay safe and be small. So just letting go, surrendering any expectations, any thoughts of what you should be doing or what you need to be doing or what like should be happening in your life right now, letting go of all of those expectations and just being and just surrendering to the journey is really going to help in this with this progress, especially with these like fears of commitment or fears of connection or fears of love, all of these things, just surrendering to the journey. Because when we create resistance, when we keep ourselves closed off, even if like our heart opens up a little bit, like let's say you meet someone and they spark your interest, but like you immediately like close yourself off, like you don't allow yourself to open up, that causes resistance, which in the end, it just causes more turmoil for you. But if you were to just surrender, like let it go, feel the fear, open up anyway, feel the fear, it's okay, I'm gonna survive. I've survived my past, I can survive my present, like just breathing through the fear, opening up, expanding yourself bigger, and just surrendering to the process. That is really what you're being called to do right now, what your higher self is asking of you right now. But yeah, that was a really cool reading. And I hope it resonated with some of y'all out there. If you would like to book a personal reading, if you want to dive deeper into your own situation, your own insecurities, your own blocks, your own desires, really, anything that is you, you can book your one-on-one reading in the description box below. I would love to guide you on that journey of opening up your consciousness. So anyway, with that, give me a like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this video. And as always, I am sending you guys so much love and light. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.